So, okay, rewind it. So we're going back for the Delphi murder case. This is an update. So this is going to be the affidavit. An affidavit of 136 pages has been released. It is insane. The Delphi murder case, we've tracked this back. About 4 years ago, I said, yo, this has to be separate people. There has to be more than at least two, maybe three or four people. And I said I was thinking that it was something along the lines of like human trafficking gone wrong. But this whole thing, totally insane. And I do believe that more people are involved, and I think we're going to find out a lot more. 136 pages, which is wild, and it just has so much information in here. So we're just going to go ahead. We're going to start with this. They're saying, the defense is saying that Richard Allen is not, he's completely innocent, that he is not involved in this at all. At all. Okay, I can see like he kind of does match the on guys down the hill video. I can kind of see a resemblance there. So I'm like, okay. But what they said that they had and why they arrested him was because of this bullet that they said that they found was the same type of bullet from the same type of gun that he has. They have not confirmed, by the way, no DNA, nothing like that. It's just the same type of bullet that he owns, which is also the same type of gun that a lot of you came at me at my video where I'm like, Richard Allen, yeah, he might be the guy, but he also might not be. And I threw out a few other theories that no one else had really talked about before. And a lot of you guys were like, just be happy that they got him. But okay, here's the thing, guys. Is it really good to be happy if they got him, if he's not the one that really killed them? No, it's not. It's absolutely not. So the data that this has brought to light is absolutely insane. It goes based off of odiism. So odiism, if you don't know what it is a pagan religion that goes off of Nordic times of the Vikings. So with that being said, I personally know some people that do believe in odiism and they don't sacrifice people. So this is kind of like, to me, I've looked at this and I'm like, okay, this looks like an FLDS and an LDS thing. So if someone said FLDS, a lot of people are going to think it's the same thing as LDS. Like sister wives, they're all going to think that FLDS, which is sister wives, and LDS are the same thing, which is not true. There are people out there that believe in Odin and they don't sacrifice people. You bring them offerings. So the person that I personally know, but I think that's where people are getting confused here. They're thinking, this Odin that is sacrificing people is the same religion as the Odin that a lot of other people are practicing nowadays, which are they bring offerings such as flowers, wine. They're not sacrificing children, but this other one definitely is. But they're not sacrificing children, right? Instead, like their offerings are like are physical beings, like flowers and stuff like that, not killing children, right? So so that's where I'm getting at. Like some people are going off and saying, oh, Odin, so they're attacking this religion with odiism when this odiism that is actually, sacrificing people and claiming that they're with Odin, it's totally different. People can believe in Odin and not sacrifice. We've got this type of odiism. They're claiming that it is, which is so weird to me that this is being brought in. They are some sort of white supremacy group that is based off Odin. They have patches that say in Odin we trust. They have the symbol of odiism, which is like normal odiism. They have those symbols. They wear them on their vests, like at work, and just the person that I know that does that actually believes in Odinism. I'm like, what is in Odin we trust? And she's like, I don't know. And unless it's like in God we trust, instead it's like in Odin we trust. So she was kind of thrown off guard by that. So that's kind of interesting to me. So this whole case has been blown open and saying that this is based off of this Odinites is what they're calling themselves. It was a group of odinites that killed these two girls and that used them for sacrificial purposes. So why they think that? So these girls, one of them was naked, one of them was not. One of them had the other girl's clothes on her, which was kind of interesting. But the way that the sticks were formed, they're claiming that it looks like Odiism, like the Odin symbol. So there was like one that was straight, and then one that had a V like this, and then two antlers that kind of look like a deer. And then there was another one that had a line on it with like a white looking thing too. And they're like, okay, that, and I can kind of see that. They're also saying that there was an F cover that was in blood, and the blood has been confirmed to be Libby's blood, which is one of these girls, on the tree branch, and they're claiming that it looks like the letter F. To me personally, this does not look like the letter F. It looks like either blood splatter from being attacked, or it looks like someone had blood on their handprint and they went like this across. To me, it doesn't look like an F. I think that's a reach, but as a defense, you got to do everything to try to convince that your guy isn't the guy, right? With that, so this guy has 100% claimed his innocence until he went into this correction facility. Then he confessed 5 different times on the phone. Now, when he confessed, I'm gonna be honest, the dude looked like shit. Okay. I mean, you can't blame someone if someone's in jail. You're gonna probably look like crap. But no, he literally looks like now he's having mental breakdowns. Which, I mean, I guess if you're in there. But what's interesting is that Abby and Libby were not shot. So for them to arrest him based off a bullet that was there at the crime scene, but they weren't killed. They were not killed by a bullet. They were killed by strangulation. And there was no bullet that was ever shot. You're going to arrest him based off of the fact that they found a bullet of a gun that he owns, the same type of gun that also police officers own, is kind of fishy to me. That's just my thought. But so not coincidentally either, though. So there are a few members of this Odiism that are employed at the corrections office of Indiana Departments of Corrections, where he's being held. This is a maximum security unit. They were the unit dedicated to Richard Allen. They claim that Richard Allen had been threatened and mentally abused by these guards. So why they think that these guys are in this pagan cult of this Odiism is because they have little patches on their freaking uniform saying, in Odin we try, as well as the Odin symbol embroidered on their jacket. So saying that, the defense is saying that, you know what, there was a unified command of the leadership of the Delphi investigation, that one of the top commanders of this investigation was part of this Odin cult. And they name names. And you know what? I know that some other people, they don't go ahead, they don't name the names because they're like, well, that can ruin lives. It's public knowledge. I'm going to post the whole affidavit anyway. So why not? Here we go. So from Carroll County, we have Tony Liggett and Kevin Hammond that have been verified to have been wearing the In Odin We Trust and on social media and stuff. So this is in here. I don't have the photos of it because that had not been publicly released, but it said that there had been Odiism marks on Facebook, Instagram, stuff like that they've liked and shared and stuff like that. Okay. So from the state police department, there had been Jerry Holman, Jay Harper, and Dave Vito. So all those people have actually had a hand in this case and have some type of connection to Odiism. Is that a coincidence? I don't know. So, just for a little bit more, if you guys don't know more about the Odiism that this ritual is, yeah, it's pagan religion, as you know, as I've referenced, and its followers they call themselves odinites. Emerge in the Viking Nordic culture. So evidence supports that at this crime scene that these murderers left behind obvious symbols of the ruins on their girls' bodies. Okay, like I showed. And then the painted on the blood, the supposes F, but I mean, I really feel like that one's so. But so they're saying that these were carefully placed on the girls, that the sticks were carefully placed on the girls in that way, and the cops are saying no. You know what? They probably just like fell that way. They were probably just trying to hide the bodies. Okay, I guess that's possible as well. But it's just, I guess the one thing that really gets me is that these sticks were not initially taken in as evidence. 2 weeks later, when this whole Odin conspiracy came up from the FBI, that's when they go back and collect the sticks. They don't even collect the bark off of the tree. They swabbed it for blood and found out that it was Libby's blood. But they didn't even didn't take it. Like they could have cut off the bark part. And why? Why didn't you do that? That's obvious evidence. Something that is physically on the girls' bodies, as well as on the tree right next to them. That is physical evidence. Wasn't taken. Wasn't taken. Doug Carter. And if you know this case, you've heard that name. I've heard him speak quite a few times. He normally speaks on this case. So he pulled the plug on kicking the FBI off of the Delphi murder case around 2021. So there were some conflicts, according to Jerry Holman. So Tony Liggett, who also has been kicked off this team, claimed that under oath, Doug Carter was not involved in making any decisions for this case and claimed to be unaware that the FBI was even kicked out, let alone had the agency had kicked out the FBI from investigation. So the Delphi case is quite odd of the fact that Doug Carter kicked off the FBI and another unifying command officer. And the officer and the FBI both said in this affidavit here are stating that they believe the Odiism had been involved. So why would you kick them off once they say that they believe that this is involved? I mean, he didn't kick him off right away, but he kicked him off. And then shortly after that, arrests Richard Allen. So we're going to kick off the FBI and this other person that believes that there's a connection with Odiism and maybe getting, I don't know, close to this case cracking or something, and then kicks them off and just is like, nope, it's Richard Allen because we have a bullet that matches his type of gun that he has. No DNA, just a gun bullet that matches his. There's no forensics. Again, no DNA, no electronic data from computers, phones that link Richard Allen to this crime scene at all. Additionally, no links of him being tied to Odin or Odinites or whatever. While there is evidence that strongly suggests that supports that there is Odin Knight information here. So here's the thing. I was listening to, and if I find it, I need to find it. I'll plug it in. I don't remember her name. It's an ex FBI agent, and she was saying that when we go through these type of cases, we give them the information and say, "Hey, look, this is what we have. It's kind of a weird symbol. Can you see if there's any other matches?" She said, I believe, I can't, if I'm wrong, I'm sorry, but I think it was like 11 other cases that had the same type of symbols that represented odinites in other cases, other murder cases. So if there's 11 of them and there's other odinite, like, so yeah, that would kind of connect the dots. The fact that okay, so actually, Doug Carter released the FBI and that other guy 28 days before he decided to go ahead and arrest Richard Allen. And that was before his election too, because he has to be elected to stay sheriff, right? I don't know. Seems like a coincidence. Maybe. Maybe. I mean, it's even more confounding when the days and weeks after the murders of a particular Odinite from Longsport named Brad Holder posted on his social media images that were mimicking like the very ruins that were seen at the crime scene. A crime scene unreleased and unknown to the general public today. So, like, who was Brad Holder? So he's an Odinite whose son Logan has been dating Abby for some time. So Brandon Holder's actual social media seemed taunting and very like taunting to the police, being like, "Oh, hey, look, I'm posting stuff that is very similar that was found at the crime scene." But guess what? The police don't investigate him, even though his son is dating Abby. The defense even believes that the courts will find like this shocking number of Easter eggs that were like found in this guy's social media before and even after the murders. So that he openly put them on his Facebook page, like pointing the finger and being like, "Hey, look, haha, I did this and I'm getting away with it." So, and a fact too that blows my mind is that the defense is that Brandon Holder was never even considered a suspect in Abby's and Libby's case. So, like, the state trooper Jerry Holman is one of the law enforcement officers that is in charge of organizing and investigating the Delphi murders. So he claimed in his August 10, 2023 deposition that Brandon Holder was not really a suspect. So a police report written near the time of the murders revealed that Jerry Holding is telling the truth. But so Brandon Holder clearly was a suspect quickly on. So like as March 2017. But on March 1st, 2017, Tony Liggett stated to the report that there was no leads that actually were connecting Brad, meaning so it wasn't necessary for law enforcement to continue to look up the leads of Brad Holder, which to me is bullshit. Like, you need to look up every single lead you find and you dig into it and you just make sure to just be like, "Oh, no, that's not necessary." That's kind of, that's sus. Okay, so Ligman made the determination a mere 15 days after the girls were murdered. So the Unified Command officer, whose name is Kevin Hammond, so wrote Brandon Holder had been cleared, but they didn't really do anything. They never even interviewed him. Okay, so the girls hadn't even been dead for 30 days, and they're like, "All right, nope, he's cleared. We're not even going to do an interview. Oh, even though his social media kind of posts is sus, we're just going to ignore that because that's what we do, right?" So, and Brandon, was a proud Odinite. He had fascinations with a lot of the runes, actually, and posted about them frequently. So the police knew, or had to know, that the runes had been left at the crime scene. Like, they had to have known that, oh, wait, this looks like what was left on the girls. So additionally, like, Unifying Command had already cleared Holder and the suspect, despite the fact that the ruins found on Brian Holder's page mimic the exact same ruins that were found at the crime scene. Totally sus, but the guy's innocent. Let's not even bring him in for questioning. Oh my gosh. Just all right. So, I mean, there's a lot to uncover in this case, and that's just the tip of the iceberg here. I am going to get more into this. Now, I am going to dive deeper into this. Let me know what you guys think. Please feel free to voice your opinions. What are your theories on this? What do you think happened? Do you think Richard Allen is innocent, or do you think he did do it? Do you think he has any part of this, or do you think that he did it alone? A lot of people are saying that he still did this alone. Do you think so? Or do you think that, like, there was more people involved? Um, anyway, yeah, let me know what you guys think. I'm going to dive deeper into this. Feel free to always subscribe, leave comment, feel free to share. If you want to support us, we do have a Patreon. I'll link that down below. You guys can always check us out at crimetheoriespodcast.com. And as always, guys, just keep fucking going.